Jordan, Matt said that on the interception right before halftime that it might have been a schematic issue or something. What did you see on the play? What happened? The one to one right there.
Yeah, and I was going to throw it, and he sunk back into the window, and I obviously didn't see him, and kind of threw it right to him.
It seemed like last few weeks it's been a real grind, a real slog on offense. What's the root cause there, you think?
I'm not sure. It's something that we'll look at and figure out in the offseason to clean up. But, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just comes down to executing and making plays out there. And just wasn't good enough.
You said last Sunday that you had been too inconsistent. Do you think it was any better today from your perspective?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll look at the film and see.
Can I ask you something, then a quick follow-up? Are you going to need any kind of procedure on your knee in the offseason?
I don't think so.
Is that something that's completely healed, or does that not happen until the offseason?
It's one of those things that's healed enough. Obviously the offseason we'll have time to actually rest and let it kind of heal on its own. But in terms of anything extra, I don't think I'll need anything extra.
Do you think it affected your mobility, your footwork, any of that stuff?
In this game?
In this game, in the last second half of the season.
I mean, I think once, a couple weeks after it, maybe. But it's one of those things you kind of just play through. So I don't think it affected me too much.
How much did the elbow affect you, if at all, today?
Didn't affect me.
So Jordan, when you get this two-shell look throughout a game, what's the remedy to that? How do you continually solve that if that's what they're going to show you the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, two-shell defense, kind of playing soft. You got to be able to throw some quick game, kind of just get the ball out, get some dink-and-dunk completions, and then run the ball too. I think all those things will, if you do it effectively and do it well, it might be able to get them out of that coverage. But you just got to find completions, quick game, things like that.
Were they crashing down on Josh immediately, just charging? Like Nakobe Dean seemed to be just coming down hard every single time on early downs. And was there any way you guys talked about taking advantage of that if he was going to play like
that? I'm not sure. I think. I don't know. I think he was hurt earlier, but I think that was their goal, was to take away the run, and they did a good job of that. But right after the game, I'm not sure. It's something that I'll look at and see what we could have done better, maybe done differently, things like that. But I think that's a big part of our offense. And I think they did a good job of trying to take that away as best they could.
Jordan, on the whole for the year, do you think you took steps forward this year as a player, and if so, what areas do you think you did?
That's a good question. I think there's obviously areas that I improved on, the team improved on, and there's some stuff that I'd want to clean up, want to be better at, for sure. So, I mean, that's the nature of the game. It's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be things to get better at, improve on. But, I mean, that'll be definitely part of the offseason. Let's go back, watch the games, make lists of things I could improve on and be better at. But, I think we did some really good things as an offense, and I think there's a lot of stuff that we left out there that we could have done a lot better.
Jordan, you guys were really good in play-action passing to finish last year and even the portions of this year. It didn't seem like you used it as much, especially the last month of the season. Is there anything why or something to that?
I don't think there's anything to it. It's definitely part of our offense is stuff we have, ready and practice throughout the week. And, whether it's kind of the looks they're giving us on defense or just the flow of the game, that we don't be able to dial up. But, yeah, there's definitely stuff that we weren't able to get to that, maybe we wish we could have. But at the same time, it's kind of the flow of the game. You get down a couple scores and, I don't think they're respecting some of that stuff as much when you do play action. So, something that we'll look at.
Jordan, can you just kind of sum up your emotions right now? Just what are you feeling right now?
It's tough. I'm definitely, it's the end of the season. You lose playoff game. We've been here before. It sucks. It's not fun. It's not fun being in that locker room after a game, and it sucks.
Where do you think where do you think you guys are at? You know, last year you finished out, everything was pointing up. This year it's pointing the other way. Where do you feel like you're at?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's tough to say right now after a loss. I don't know if I'd say it's pointing down. You know what I mean? But there's going to be stuff we can look at and clean up and get better at and, improve on for next year.
On that note, Jordan, 6 of your 7 losses, Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota, do you feel like you guys are on par with those teams, or what do you need to do to get to that point with those 3?
Yeah, I mean, those, like you said, we lost to some really good teams, and, we just got to we'll look at those games, but we got to find ways to just execute and, win those big-time games like that. And obviously this year we weren't able to do that. So there'll be a lot of stuff we'll look at, trying to figure out what exactly, kind of the root of our problem is and areas we can get better. But, just wasn't good enough against like you said, the really good teams in this league, and be something that, we'll focus on this offseason.
Why do you think the arrow's not pointing down per se on this team going into the offseason?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I think we did some really good things this season. Obviously made it to the playoffs and, had a chance and just didn't play good enough tonight. I guess you could say anytime you don't win the Super Bowl, the arrow will be pointing down. Just like I said, it wasn't good enough. But I think we did some really good things this season. And like I said, we'll figure out ways to clean it up.
Jordan, how does the team stop the self-inflicted errors?
Yeah, I think that's really the thing that hurt us in a lot of games is we talked about it, I feel like a lot of the times this season was just feeling like we're not getting beat by the other team, we're kind of beating ourselves. So, whether it's penalties, turnovers, stalled drives, things like that, I think it all comes back down to just the details and execution and a lack of execution in some of those areas. So something that you just gotta be focused when you go out there and try and limit that stuff.
2 more.
Do you think would you like to see more like movement stuff from quarterback movement plays, to take advantage a little bit of your ability to throw on the run? It seemed like you guys kind of got away from that a little bit as much as last year. Is that something you think that could really benefit in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, especially, when we run the ball the way we do. I think that's a good kind of counter to play off some of that stuff and play off some of the run game. So, like I said before, earlier on, I think we didn't do as much of that stuff when I got back just because of the injury and movement, things like that. But I definitely think there's an area that we can dial some more of that stuff up. And, we have some good plays in. It's just a matter of, having the right time to dial those things up.
Jordan, when you look back on this season, how will you remember it?
Not good enough, I'd say. I think that's what I talked about before is kind of the main factor in a lot of the losses we had was just not good enough, not able to get the job done, and pretty much the same thing tonight. So it's disappointing. Like I said, I think we did a lot of good things this year. I think we did a lot of things there's a lot of things that we didn't do as good, and we need to find ways to improve on. But like I said before, I mean, anytime you aren't holding that Super Bowl trophy up and, having that be the end of your season is tough and it's disappointing. I think we're a really good team, and I think, like I said before, there's a lot of things that we kind of just hurt ourselves in a lot of areas. So, it sucks. It sucks right now, but we'll be back. We'll find ways to get better and attack this offseason.